not there. There we go. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Renatus J.A.M. My name is Jay Stark, and joining me always is my fearless co-host,
Mr. Matt Snyder.
Mr. Matt Snyder. Today, let's see here. Today is August 11th.
Yeah, so Jay, what's new and exciting?
Wait, hang on.
I haven't given it any thought. It's I figured I'd just throw it onto you.
Well, I was gonna say that we are more than
Leaders Retreat.
Okay, dude, listen here, Thunder Thief.
What do you think he's gonna say next? Let me say it first.
So we are more than half of the way through the year.
Yes.
Through 2021.
Yes.
And I'm just wondering if everybody who watches, all thousands of our raving fans, the people who have those T-shirts with our faces on them.
Oh yeah, all millions.
I'm wondering if you guys have reached your goals yet, or are where you wanted to be by this point in the year to accomplishing your goals, to reaching your goals. It's just an interesting thought because, I mean, honestly, we are now literally just a few weeks away from the school year beginning again. A few weeks away from, it's the school year, sports, I guess, starting back up.
Well, yeah, everything comes along with it, right?
Yeah.
With the school year, because you got all the sports and just all the extracurricular activities and stuff that, I don't know.
Okay, so I got to tell you a little story.
Okay.
My son's playing football.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And this is his first year playing football.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's 5'10", 190 pounds. So he's a decent size for a ninth grader for football.
For a ninth grader, yeah. That kid's, yeah.
Yeah. So he sorry. He tells me these stories about how he goes like full tilt when he's not supposed to. Mm-hmm. So because he plays defense, he's a linebacker, running back, and kicker. He tells me that all the time. He's actually the head kicker, but he plays linebacker and running back. Mm-hmm. And anyway, so he tells me how much trouble he gets in when he's playing linebacker because he's not used to the whole don't hit the quarterback thing. And he's like, Dad, see, this is the reason why I bring this up.
He's killing his own quarterback.
Right? The reason why I bring this up, this kid's a total opportunist, right? So he ends up just sacking the quarterback because the O-line didn't do their job. He got through.
He's all proud.
Bust the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
No, not yet. So the O coach just loses his mind and then tells my boy, he's like, all right, you're running laps after practice. Mm-hmm. And the whole time my son's telling me the story, he's smiling. And I'm like, dude, why are you smiling? You had to run extra laps after practice. And he goes, because, Dad, right after the football team comes the girls' soccer team.
Smart kid.
So he's like, so I'm running laps in all of my football stuff with my hair just kind of waving in the wind. He's an opportunist, So when life hands you extra laps, show off for whoever's watching.
When life hands you extra laps, make sure it is around the girls' soccer field.
That's life according to a teenage boy, right there.
There you go. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. What kind of shape is his quarterback in now?
Oh, his quarterback's fine.
Still gonna play on Saturday.
Oh yeah, he's a decent sized kid, so he could take it. He could take it pretty good. They did have a scrimmage where they played his team versus his team, so they scrimmaged one another.
Oh yeah,
and the whole time they were told you can't hit the quarterback.
Yeah,
even though they're playing full contact, they're playing a real game.
Right.
And then they got halfway through the match, and the defensive coach said, just tackle the quarterback because he kept going on runs, and they weren't allowed to tackle him. So the only thing they could do is push him out of bounds,
Right.
And so, then they started tackling him. But anyway, so as far as what's new and exciting, Matthew, we have the Leaders Retreat.
Cabo San Lucas.
2021 Renatus Leaders Retreat hosted in sunny Cabo San Lucas.
Yeah. August 20th through 24th.
Yeah, buddy.
So that's going to be a really, really good time.
Man.
Can anybody go at this? Is there still any rooms available? Do you know? I don't know.
We clipped our room block a while ago.
I know.
And because the hotel was not at capacity, they continued to let us reserve additional rooms.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. I don't know if there's any left or not.
Yeah, I don't either. I kind of hope that there are, just so people that...
So last minute people can still make it.
You know, sometimes that happens.
You know, it does happen occasionally.
It happens every year. There's always a handful of people that are like, oh, I want, whatever.
Right.
Something opens up and they can go. And
yeah.
So, yeah, I'd love to have them.
You know what? You're absolutely right. Now, I want to issue this little warning to anybody who's watching online right now. If you are, or when you are arranging your transportation from the airport to the hotel, you have to be very specific in saying Pueblo Bonito Sunset Beach.
Sunset Beach.
Because if you just say Pueblo Bonito, they will probably take you to the wrong resort.
Yeah, because there's either 2 or 3.
I think there's 3.
There? Yeah. So, and they're all located in the same general-ish.
Well, they're all
area,
in Cabo.
Right? Like, yeah, that's what I mean.
So,
general-ish.
Yeah.
So you could end up, with a long taxi ride.
Yes. Yeah. So make sure that you tell them, Cabo something. Make sure you tell them Pueblo Bonito Sunset Beach when you're arranging your transfer.
Just tell them you're going to Mexico.
Yeah. Just that way.
Yeah. The beach.
The beach. Anyway, so as far as the Leaders Retreat is concerned, we do have, most people are arriving either Thursday night or Friday. And so the very first organized event that we have is the Friday evening welcome
reception, I think is what it's called. Yeah.
And yeah, that is going to be just where everybody gets together that evening, Friday evening, and just, says hi to everybody, catches up, introduces themselves to whomever they want to meet while they're there, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And then Bob will do a short thing he does every year and welcomes everybody and kicks off the whole event.
Yeah.
But then Saturday is where you can really begin to realize the massive benefit of attending the Leaders Retreat. Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. local time. Local down there in Cabo, which is Pacific time.
I think it's just California time.
It is. It's Pacific time.
Yeah.
But it's local there in Cabo. At 7:30 in the morning, you're going to have an opportunity to sign up for a small group training with a PAC member. Now, my recommendation is that you sign up for a PAC member that you maybe don't correspond with that often. Learn from somebody that you've maybe never met before or only seen remotely. That's what I would recommend. However, you are welcome to sign up for any spot that's available. Now, they are small group. We capped the number at 20. So once 20 people register, nobody else can register for that group.
Gotcha.
So that's 7:30 in the morning, and that's going to go until 8:45. So you got an hour and 15 minutes. Most of the PAC members will do this in one of the restaurants so that you can just eat breakfast while you're there. So you'll eat breakfast and then you'll do a training. Okay. And when we did this down in Panama, the comments that came back from just how impactful that morning training was, how it just kicked off the day properly for them, gave people this open-minded mindset where they were able to absorb more information, where they were just looking for more opportunities. Awesome. Yeah. So right at 9 a.m., so 15 minutes later, that's when the large group event will start.
Okay. And
that's going to go from 9 until 1 or 9 until 2. I'm not sure.
So it's typically 4 hours, but, I
know that Bob was really excited with just the magnitude of training that he had in store for everyone. So it may go a little bit longer.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think usually they go a little over.
Yeah.
So just half hour, maybe an hour, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then, but wait, there's more.
There's more?
At 3:30 p.m., we are doing a second round of small group trainings with PAC members.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And so this one will actually go from 3:30 until 5. So you're going to get a full hour and a half with your PAC member. Again, the numbers are capped down to 20, so it's not going to be huge groups or anything. But that training it's invaluable. It's invaluable to be able to sit down with these seasoned professionals that are where you want to be, that have created what you're looking to create, and being able to learn from them, glean information from them, as well as the other people that are there in the group with you.
Yeah, especially hard to do with pack members that aren't your pack member. I mean,
right.
You could do it, but it's like what I'm saying is the opportunity to do something like that's not really going to arise very often, or you're not really going to be able to sit down with a pack member who's not yours, who's got a different maybe style of doing things. And you know, I've talked about it before. I love picking up what I can pick up from everybody. Right? I like to learn from everybody. You know, even people I don't like particularly, like
even people that you know you might disagree with.
Yeah, I should say that, because there's.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of people I don't like on this planet is probably like 2. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. I don't know.
I'm gonna make I was thinking about making a joke, but I'm gonna walk away. But you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Having that face to face, that small group, and I'm going to use the word intimate just to highlight the idea that this is a small, quiet group where you can share, you can learn and absorb from pack members, from these seasoned professionals, and see what they've been doing, and then take different parts. You don't have to take necessarily everything from that training, but take different parts that apply to you and start using them and see what kind of change you can create.
I love it.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So then after the small group training, Saturday night's open. All of Sunday is open. Do whatever you want to do. Cabo, right?
Cabo.
Do as much or as little as you want.
What are we doing Monday?
And then Monday, we are doing the big group excursion. So this is 9 a.m. Monday morning. We're going to meet to get on the buses to go down to our private snorkeling tour.
Dude, I'm stoked for that.
So they've got this huge catamaran that everyone's going to go out on. It's a big pontoon-esque boat, right? And then they're going to take you into this hidden little cove to do snorkeling.
That's going to be so cool. Oh, man, I love it.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
That's fun.
I
love snorkeling, personally.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's something I fell in love with in Hawaii. And anyways, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's not just a phenomenal excursion to go on. You're not just going to see beautiful things that you may not be able to see anywhere else in the world, but you're also going to be able to do it with a group of people that are all there for the same purpose, as far as wanting to network and learn more and to develop relationships.
The networking is what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna say. Is that's the thing. That's like one of the big differences between like a Zoom event or something held online versus a live in-person event. I shouldn't say live, in-person event. Right, where you can, especially something like this, where you can have fun and hang out with people all day or for large portion of the day, and get to know people on a level that you wouldn't otherwise get to know, and build those relationships, and collect some phone numbers. And, like
I'll never forget. I'll never forget. I was in. I don't remember where we were, but I won't forget this experience. So we were at the leaders retreat. And I was just walking on the resort, and I walked past one of the pools. And there's Bob Snyder standing on one end of the pool doing his thing, and he's got a group of about 4 or 5 people around him. And he is just regaling them with his experience and giving them an impromptu training on what he's done, how he's done it, and how they can apply that.
That's cool. Was he in the pool or
totally in the pool?
He's in the pool.
He's in the pool.
I love that.
And they're all just kind of hanging out right there in the pool. And it's like, man,
I love that.
That's the kind of experience that you only get at the leaders retreat.
Yep.
Awesome.
Shirtless Bob Snyder teaching you stuff.
He did have one of those rash guards on.
Yeah. Us pasty white guys, we always got to have one. You go somewhere sunny like Cabo, and you got to have it on 24. You got to sleep in it, or else you'll catch a sunburn down there. I'm telling you,
Matt. I want to see a picture of you with like that sunblock on your nose.
The
zinc,
the zinc, the white,
the white pasty thing on there,
and a fanny pack.
Man, yes. So and then Monday evening we have the farewell banquet. Now this one at the welcome reception, there's going to be hors d'oeuvres, there's going to be things that you can nosh on, but on Monday night this is going to be a full-on meal that we're going to be hosting.
It's dinner.
It's dinner, and it's going to be good.
Yeah,
it's going to be
they
good.
Always are.
Oh yeah,
they always do a great job. So okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So that is the leaders retreat.
What's after that?
After the leaders retreat?
Yeah.
Oh man. So we have the mega reunion tour coming up. The family reunion tour.
It's kind of revealing. I think it goes to show that you think of Renatus as a family.
Absolutely.
Man. So I agree. The family reunion, be there.
Yeah, the family reunion. Everyone's invited, and I promise you won't argue with your uncle there.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I got a lot of family at these things.
Oh man, I tell you what. Yeah, so we are actually kicking off the mega reunion tour on September 9th in Chicago.
In Chi-Town.
Yeah, buddy.
Cool.
In the Windy City.
In the Windy City. Right on.
And I know that we've got that schedule posted out on Facebook. We've got the events and the cities and everything on there.
Yep.
I think there was a little modification to that, if I heard right this morning. I think the New York event is actually going to get rescheduled for January.
Okay.
January 6th through the 8th, if I remember right. Okay. So there's a little bit of a modification there. However, if you are anywhere near any of the cities that are on the tour, you should make it a priority to be there.
You should be there, and you should bring people. Bring guests.
Oh my goodness, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, you want to talk about conversion? That's a high conversion meeting right there. So
just listening to Bob talk about it this morning, as he was walking through some of the training that he's going to do, I was like, oh man, I got to be there.
Yeah,
that's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. All right,
should we introduce our guest?
We should introduce our guest.
Yeah,
we have a mythical guest. A guest of mythic proportions. How's that?
Yes.
We have one of the longest sitting pack members. In fact, I think you guys are kind of tied for the lead, if I remember right, on pack leadership members. He has been a top income earner several years. He has led and guided a massive team. He has helped to inspire, if not directly mentor, several people that have gone on to also become pack members. You're a grand pack member. I just thought about it.
Pack member, but most importantly, this man took me to Las Vegas to market. Not to put me on the market in Las Vegas, to market Renatus education in Las Vegas. So.
Oh man, Matt, thank you for that left turn.
Yeah.
That was like a U-turn right in the middle of your own little.
Yeah, well, and I did a lot of those in Vegas, as
man.
I'm sure he'll recall.
I tell you what,
we're not going to tell stories.
We are super privileged to have with us Mr. Richard Stock.
Hey guys, great to be here. And we do have some stories about Vegas.
Yeah, we do.
I can't repeat any of them here about Vegas.
Not on a recorded line.
Yeah. Don't even that whole whatever. So put the microphone a little bit closer to your face because I like to hear you better.
Let's do it.
There we go.
You gotta this. I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
The fist.
Right.
Joe Rogan always says, "Put that thing about a fist away from your face."
Yeah,
we got the fist.
So yeah,
we got the fist.
I think Joe Rogan lost a bet one time, trying to see how many people he could get to mimic, like whether they were punching themselves.
Must have, and because I don't see or hear him do it.
Anymore.
I don't know. Maybe he just grew out of it, but I'm gonna use it.
People learned.
So Richard,
yes, Jay.
You and I met in 2011.
We got some stories there too.
We've got some stories there. It's been a long time ago, but I have seen your progression over the last 10 and a half years, going from that point to where you are today, and I have been able to stand witness as you have been able to change not only your life, not only your family's lives, but the lives of so many people around you. What are some of the fundamental truths that you hold on to that have allowed you to make that progress and have helped you as you've encouraged others to make that same progress?
You know, as I look back, the biggest thing goes to one of the most fundamental trainings Bob has ever given me, and it was very simple. Get a burning desire to accomplish your goals and dreams. Like, that's truly, over the years it's when we fly back from Cabo on the 24th is my 11-year anniversary of losing a home to foreclosure. Was August 24th, 2010. Lost the property to foreclosure. 11 years later, I'm flying back to Cabo. And so when I was introduced to Renatus and what we have, I had a ton of dreams. Like, I had 60 to 100 collection calls coming in every single day. And hopefully you guys have never been there. But when you're living there, you're living in your in-laws' basement apartments, you're 33 years old, you've cashed out your retirement accounts, and feeling like an absolute failure as a husband, a father, a provider, like, I had to have dreams. Like, I had to have those dreams and be able to see those dreams to say, I can go and do those things. Even when I had, collection companies calling me and I'm test driving a brand new truck. I'm test driving a brand new car, because what I realized was this: if I stop dreaming, I die. And so for me, the whole time it has absolutely been about, what are my goals? What are my dreams? What do I want to accomplish? Because that's what's going to push me forward. I want to wake up every single day like today saying, man, here's these people that need me. Here's these people I need to go and talk to so I can change their life to help them turn their dreams into a reality. And so that's the thing that's pushed me over and over and over, and having people be able to start visualizing those dreams. Where do you want to be? What do you want to do? Not just necessarily the worldly things we can get, but also other goals and dreams I have for my family on what we want to accomplish.
Right. That's amazing. So I got to think about how to ask this question right. For you, what have been some of the highlights over the last 10 and a half years?
Man. I mean, the first one was moving out of my in-laws' basement apartment. I mean, that was like,
that's
seriously,
okay.
like,
how long did that take? So you joined Renatus right at the very beginning, right? January of 2011.
So we moved into my in-laws' basement apartment October 2009. And we get together like oil on the water, which usually isn't a good mix.
Yeah.
So that was 2009, started Renatus January 2nd, 2011, and the fall of 2012. So I was there a year and a half. But one of the things that I did, and one of the things I always encourage people to do, is before you walk away from what's paying your bills, you need to do, in my opinion, a couple things. You need to have at minimum 6 months worth of living expenses set aside. Minimum, if you can have a year's worth of living expenses set aside. So I was very fortunate that August, which also happened to be August 2011, I walked away from my full-time job. So it took me 8 months to walk away from my full-time job. Now, granted, it wasn't hard to necessarily have $30,000 saved up, but I knew, hey, if I can do that part-time, I can go do this full-time. So that was the first thing, was number one, walking away from my job. Number two, it was moving out my in-laws' basement apartment. And then the third, huge highlight was getting all of the debt I owed to other people paid off, and being able to say, now all of the money that I make is now mine for me and my family to accomplish the things we want to be able to do. And then the next highlight was our first family vacation. I had made just shy, by the time I'd paid everybody off, I'd made just shy of $1 million when we went on our first family vacation.
Wow.
And it was one of those things where we live in a society where it's so, in my opinion, I want it and I have to have it now. That's where I go back to my dreams.
Yeah.
I had made over $1 million before I upgraded my car. I was still driving a 2002 gold, Buick.
Bonneville.
What?
Dude,
no, that's a Pontiac.
Oh, sorry.
I had the LeSabre, brother.
I remember
I had the
that's
LeSabre
right.
that didn't even have
I
a
remember
CD
that
player in it until I sold
I
it.
remember that thing.
That
It
was
was the
like
gold.
the definition of a jalopy.
Yeah.
You would open up the dictionary jalopy and there's a picture of Richard in his.
Hey, it was, but the thing is,
You got to do what you got to do.
I looked at that and I said, that's what I have to do.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be able to say, I worked my butt off to be able to get to this point, now everything's mine.
Yeah.
And so that's that first family vacation that we went on. I mean, and then like literally this morning, pictures popped up from Jamaica from 3 years ago, staying at the over the water bungalow and Turks and Caicos and Hawaii and all these different things with my family. But it was being able to get out of that debt.
So
saying everything was mine from that point on. That's where everything changed, man.
It does seem to me that part of your goals would be lifestyle, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's lifestyle. And, before we started the podcast, we were talking a little about football, with your boy. Is this last year I was able to go to 3 football camps with my boy and 5 basketball tournaments with my other boy. And it was fun being one of the only dads there.
Yeah.
At all of them.
Yeah.
And so that's why, like, when I look at it, what are my goals? Going back to your first question, what's the biggest thing that's got me to where I'm at? What are my goals? What are my dreams? And then I love Napoleon Hill, 6 steps to turn desires into reality. Just finished, I got 40 pages left from rereading that book right now. That book will change everything for you.
Oh, yeah. That is a great read, for sure. I think one of the talents that is being lost in this generation is one that you've highlighted, which is the ability to endure hard things, knowing the potential return that is coming, knowing that if you endure, you'll be able to get to the other side and you'll be able to balance the register so that you can move forward in a powerful way, achieving your dreams in life.
Absolutely. I got to hand this to you. Okay. There are a few people in my life that have shown that example. My dad, obviously, being one of those people. I won't get into the others, but you, when we started that group in Vegas, right? We were driving down there. It would be a Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. I would meet you at the office, and we would hop in some type of Charger generally, because how tall are you?
6'2".
6'2". So we gotta have something that it's gonna fit, and something fast enough for me to
enjoy.
To enjoy.
Well, the best part of it all was our companion in the bag drinking day-old milk. That was awesome.
Yeah, we got some stories.
Oh, never mind.
But
I told you we got some Vegas stories.
We got
Yes,
some
you do.
stories.
Holy cow.
But nonetheless, okay, so it's 7 hours down there. We get down there, then we get to the hotel. We got to set up for the meeting. Then we have the meeting. Then we would do the intro. Then we'd go right into the follow up. Mm-hmm. So we would finish like 11:30ish, probably somewhere around there, and then we would meet with people afterwards. And then after that, we would go out and actually eat before we go to bed. So it'd be 2 a.m. at Denny's or something. And we go to bed and we wake up at 7 o'clock. And meet with more people in the lobby, do follow-ups and stuff before we leave. Then we would get on the road about 9 or 10 a.m. And drive the 7 hours straight to the office in
Sandy.
Sandy, yeah, I was gonna say Utah County, but it's not Sandy. And then set up and do the intro presentation there, and then have a meeting with the team afterwards. That's quite an intensive schedule on very little sleep, and especially when it doesn't all go according to plan, right? Because there were some times where that happened, and I remember, there were times. When you're marketing and you're doing this, you can invite 30 people down, and sometimes 20 will show up and sometimes 2 will show up.
Right.
And it doesn't seem like there's rhyme or reason to it. I never really could put my finger on like why this week did all my guests show up and last week they didn't. I don't know.
Right.
But man, I remember a couple of times We drove all the way down there. We go through the whole thing, and hardly any of our guests showed up. It's like, is there something else going on here in Vegas that we don't know about, or what? But it's really frustrating when you spend that kind of time and energy going down, time, money, and energy to get all the way down there to host a meeting, and then people don't show for it or whatever. Those are some very frustrating times, and I watched you push through those and continue to, first of all, do a flawless presentation, and then second of all, go back to Utah and do it again, right? On like no sleep, and sometimes sick. And anyways, I just have a level of admiration for that. I really do admire that in you, that drive to, I think we always say, well, results are not typical. Richard's made millions of dollars marketing Renatus, but his results are not typical. Reason being, most people quit. Most people, when they're sleeping on the hotel floor with 5 other dudes, right? I had my cot. I always brought my cot. Anyways, because we're trying to save as much money as possible. We're not trying to, anyways. And so I always would bring cot, sleep on the floor. You're getting like 4 hours anyways. And, Kent Jones is taking baths at 4:00 in the morning. I don't know. Shout out to you, Kent. Turning on all the lights.
that reminds me.
Had to pee, man.
Oh man, that reminds me of the quote by James.
We aren't
Lawrence.
that far away from midnight pee,
right? that reminds me of the quote from James Lawrence, though.
Yeah,
saying the power to overcome the monotony of the regular task is a decidedly underrated superpower.
Yes.
I'm not quoting it exactly right.
That's the gist of what he said. Yes.
But that right there, that just like all sports championships are not won on the championship floor. They are won in the practice arena.
100%.
Every single day that you
100%.
practice, every time that you go full tilt, getting better and better, that's what prepares you for the championship.
But that's what separates the average from the champions, right?
Yes.
We're driving down to Vegas, and Richard's on the phone almost the whole time. There were a couple of dead spots. We couldn't make phone calls. But, calling prospects, following up with people, ensuring that they're going to be there, whatever. If he didn't have his own to call, he would literally be calling anybody's in the car to book them for the meeting or to seal the deal. So that's where the difference is made, though. Most people give up after, say, 2 months of that, right? Like that's... your wife is going like, you're never home. Like, I don't know, it's just, it's hard. It's not an easy thing. And that's where the not typical comes from. Typically, most people aren't willing to do that. But that's, I guess, why you've made millions of dollars marketing Renatus.
Well, then I think it comes back, why would I do that? It goes back to, what is your burning desire? Like, is your burning desire like a little flame from a lighter? Is your little burning desire an 8-inch fire? Is it a bonfire?
Yeah.
Is it like a whole mountainside, that's on fire? Like, how big is that burning desire? And that's why, to me, it goes back to my dreams. My goals, my dreams, yes, we've been able to accomplish them, but there's so many more I haven't been able to do. And so that's what's pushing me now. And kind of like with James Lawrence, what you said on it, Andy Frashilla says, those who are able to master the monotonous tasks daily are able to achieve anything they want.
Oh, yeah.
Because this business, as much as it changes, it's exactly the same.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
It doesn't matter if I'm talking to someone in Vegas. Now, we might have to tweak how we say some things for Vegas or
Sure.
for California or for Utah or wherever you're at. But it's willing to study sales. It's willing to say, I don't understand this. I want to understand this aspect. And that's one of the things I don't think a lot of people want to study is, I want to become a master at overcoming every single obstacle. Because if I can master when somebody says, well, I don't have the money, what are 10 ways I can overcome that? Well, I don't have the time, or I don't have this, or, well, what about this? Well, if you can come up, and when I say study sales, understanding that aspect of, I have 10 ways. Every objection you have, I have 10 ways to shoot that one objection down.
He does
Every objection you have, I got 10 ways to shut that down. But then when it's done, one of the things I learned is this. Most people will say, well, heck, I know it, so I'm just going to tell you what I think. And they never ask the key question. Did that answer your question? Because they thought they answered it.
Right.
But it might not have actually answered it.
And they're not going to bring it up.
And they aren't going to bring it up again because they're like, well, you just talked for 90 seconds. And then, like, I'm not going to ask you again.
I wish politicians would do that.
But that's the difference in that burning desire, and to say, that's why what I've done hasn't been typical. I study sales kind of for fun, because if I can say, okay, did that answer that question? Yes. Now, what other questions you have? Because now what starts happening, guys, before they're in the system, they know I'm going to answer their questions. They know I'm going to take the time to help them to understand it before they even put before we put the order in the system. They know we're going to make sure we can help them with that. And then all of a sudden they do that, boom, starts that energy. I can trust the guy before he has money. I can trust him after he has money. Yep. And so that's what we focus a lot on.
So that again, coming back to James Lawrence one more time, he said, when your why becomes great enough, you can overcome any how. And which is exactly what you just said. If your fire is hot enough, big enough, strong enough, then overcoming the how, it's not even a question of whether or not you will overcome it.
But here's the fun thing though. When it gets challenging, how many people quit?
And how much did we see that, right? Like you and I, and we had a few others that were regulars that would consistently go to Vegas, and then it seemed like there were a couple of people who were like, whoa, that sounds fun. You guys,
fun.
right? Like, because we would come back with crazy stories like Mongols stopping people on the freeway, or I don't know.
Dude, that was
crazy. That was insane.
That was insane. Dude, like we're driving down the street and all these Mongols surround us, and we're like
30 guys on. Mongols are like Hell's Angels, but apparently like worse. So yeah.
Okay. I thought you were
and they all carry these knives on their hips that are they're like I don't know,
Bowie knives.
They're like
or something.
8 or 12-inch knives. They're huge.
It was insane. Like, and we're just surrounded by them, and people are like, "Those are cool stories." Well, we had cool experiences.
Yeah, we had cool experiences,
but you had to offset some of the. I probably shouldn't say that word, but like you had to have that to offset those frustrations.
Sure. I'm sure that like Navy SEALs coming out of buds have some hilarious stories like the week after they've recovered. Right? Like, but it's But
one thing going back to James Lawrence is this. What did his daughter ask him in his first 50 he did? Dad, can you get up and just take a step?
Yeah.
Dad, can you just turn the pedal half a crank? Even though I've been able to be very blessed because of what Bob's put together, there's one thing, and I just credit it to Bob teaching me this, whether he did or not, he gets the credit. He says, we all have untapped potential. You have untapped potential just like I have untapped potential. And I think the biggest difference to keep on going is realizing we all have that untapped potential and just say, my life and my business has not always been easy.
Right.
Sometimes, guys, especially over this last year, literally it's been some days I just had to get up and just get to the office. And some days it took everything I had to do that. But once you do it and you get back into that habit, it becomes easier and easier and easier. And hopefully I'm okay saying this. If not, well, it's live and it's recorded. They can edit it later. But
thank you for that little disclaimer.
That's how live works.
Like, guys, when I look back 18 months ago, there were days I wanted to quit.
Yeah.
But I literally was like, if I stop doing a presentation on Thursday night, if I don't do a live presentation on Thursday night, guys, I knew I was done.
Yeah.
I knew I was done. So I'm like, I don't care that week if it was me and my guy running AV and my other guy running the camera. If it was only the three of us, it was just going to be the three of us that night. Because I knew if I stopped, I wouldn't be able to get going again.
Yeah.
And that was even after 10 years of having massive success in this business. I still had that feeling where I'm like, if I stop, I'm going to quit. And I can't. And so now things are rock and rolling. Things are a lot better. But it doesn't matter how long you've been in the business. You're going to have those hard days. Those days where it's miserable.
And you got to be prepared for them mentally.
You have to mentally.
That reminds me of a story. So this guy decides, and you guys will catch on here in just a second, but this guy decides that he is going to run a 100-mile race. And so he's got a whole team of people with him, right? I think they're doing a relay style where they each run a leg kind of deal. So he's got a van with all of their stuff in it, and they've got this whole plan of exactly how they're going to do it. He shows up morning of the race, and this reminds me a little bit of Cliff Young. It's not the same guy. But they show up morning of the race, and the guy next to him shows up with a lawn chair and a bag of crackers. And
I know.
Just him.
I know who this is.
And he's like, what the? This guy's got a lawn chair and a bag of crackers, and that's
I love
it?
this guy.
And this guy, who also was a SEAL, ends up running the entire race to the point where he ended up breaking a couple of bones in his foot.
He had broken metacarpals, and I think a toenail fell off, and like he was in bad shape by the end. This was a 100-mile
race.
100-mile race.
And the guy who was running alone, his name is David Goggins.
Yep.
And he talks about how, and it's really funny because my wife did an Ironman triathlon, and she held on to this one thought, which is that when you feel like you have gone absolutely as far as you can go, as far as your body will permit you to go, you still have 40% left in the tank.
The 40% rule,
yeah,
I think, as they call it. Well, it goes back to James Lawrence. I know we've talked about him a lot, but he did the 100 triathlons in 100 days, and then he got up and did one more.
Yeah.
And he did it. I've heard him talk about this because he wanted to be able to tell people, you can do one more. When they're ready to quit, you still got one more in you. And you wake up the next day and you do one more. And you wake up that next day after that and you do one more. And
amazing.
Alcoholics Anonymous kind of looks at it in a similar fashion. You'll take another 24 hours. You're always focused on just for today. I'm just doing it today. I'll stay sober today. And you just wake up every morning and do that, and before you know it, right? So, that goes back to the turning the flywheel thing, right? Jim Collins, who wrote Good to Great, talks about how you turn that wheel. And at first, it's incredibly hard to get the wheel to even move. And then after time, you get the wheel going so that it's got its momentum and everything else, so that you don't have to do a whole lot to keep the wheel going. Right.
And he makes the comment in there, how long did it take you to become an overnight success?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it's just like, and that's what happens though, is you've got to grind. You've got to put in that time before you can start enjoying the benefit of it. And just going back to what you were saying in the very beginning about how you endured these different hardships that were hard things to do. But because you did, you were able to create a momentum that has carried you forward. Because you did, you learned that you can do hard things.
Well, and the thing is, all of us can. Because my hard is going, you've had some hard things in your life you had to overcome. Well, you probably look at what I did and we're like, well, that wasn't that hard, and too many times we compare ourselves to other people's hard. Yeah. We compare ourselves to other people in the business. So that's the biggest mistake I see people make is they come in, well, hey, Jay and I came in at the same time, and Jay 4 months later is doing transactions and making money in marketing. What's wrong with me? Well, the
Yeah.
difference is I have a full-time job. I'm working 40 hours a week. Jay doesn't have a job. Jay has money he has there. He doesn't have to go raise funds. He already has a great network, so it's easier for him to do stuff.
That's true.
And that's the biggest, like what I've seen in 10 and a half years building this business on saying, hey, let's overcome hard, right? Stop comparing yourselves to anybody else. You aren't in a race with anybody else in your office. It's you. Now you have the support of everybody, but don't compare yourselves to what other people do, because comparing ourselves to others is what kills us.
Yeah.
And so we have to stop doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. Not everybody's going to come in and market with the same skill set.
No.
And the same network. And so, yeah, it might be harder for somebody over another. But I always like the example of Michael Huggins' story, right? Like that guy came in with basically zero. He'll tell you, right? Like no skill set, no car, no house. He was riding his bike, I think, to change oil on a Jiffy Lube, right? And
yeah, so he'd ride his bike to work, and then he'd go do a second job, and then he would literally ride his bike to the office and have clothes in the back. He'd show up early, go upstairs, change clothes, to then go ahead and go again, and then ride his bike home that night. And it took us forever, like before I even realized he had that.
Yeah.
But it goes back to that burning desire.
That's what it was, right? Yeah.
And that's why, to me, everything is, how bad do you want it? How bad? Because like for me, one of my big driving forces then, and it still is today, is I love my dad, and my dad made incredible sacrifices for us. We still live paycheck to paycheck. And there were a lot of things I wanted to do growing up that we never did.
Yeah.
And so that was one of my big driving forces, is if my kids want to try something, if they want to go and experience something new, I want to be able to provide it for them. I want them to be able to take those skills, talents, abilities that they have. Let's run with it. Let's see where it takes us. If you don't like it, awesome. What did we learn? Let's move on.
Yeah.
But, so that's for me. It's why it goes back to that. And then it goes back to the big parts of building the business, guys. You got to find the people.
Oh yeah. So, I could love to sit here and talk with you about motivation, desire, and talk about that. But let's segue a little bit here to where you're at now and what some of your next steps are.
Man, so where I'm at now, obviously, so if you guys know, I do own my own home, have some of my dream cars, have some of that, like life's changed a lot in 10 years. But now there's a different purpose. We've accomplished a bunch of our dreams. Now I'm looking and saying, okay, and I'm going to steal this from Andy Frischilla, because I heard it this last week, is he said his goal in his company is to have his company create more millionaires than any other company out there. And I'm like, that's kind of a cool thing to have.
That is.
Right.
So I was literally listening to that like a week ago, and I'm like, I know my next thing I want to do. I want to create more millionaires under me than any other pack member.
I like that.
Because it's not about me.
Right.
But guys, here's what it is. What happens, yes, because of Bob's incredible structure he has put together, if I can help you make $1 million, what does that do for your family? What does that allow your family to be able to experience? And if you're able to make $1 million, how many other people have you literally given them kind of the keys to the kingdom to say, because here at Renatus, we're the only company that teaches business ownership and real estate investing. We're the only company out there that does that. So we can hand you the keys to say, hey, this is how wealth has been generated for literally thousands of years. Because you go back to the time of the Bible, the wealthy people were who?
Landowners.
The kings. They owned land. What was their business? Taxes. Nothing has changed in literally thousands of years. So if you can go out and be able to have enough influence, be able to help enough people make $1 million, and you're able to do the same thing, guys, we've literally just because of a decision that Bob believed in me 10 and a half years ago when hardly anybody else did. If I can help you do that, guys, between the three of us, we go out and make $1 million. We've literally just been able to influence about 300 families. So that's one of my next goals.
I love that.
Is to be able to say, when you're asking, hey, what's one of your next goals?
Yeah.
Guys, I want to go find 10 more people in the next 2 years that are like me.
I love
Because if
that.
I
That's
can do that, because guys, when we think about it from a company aspect,
yeah.
what if we just had every ICM come into Cabo, do $100,000 in the next year? How many hundreds of families would we be able to impact?
Yeah.
Right.
How many differences? Because to me, it's not about the real estate. There's some people that come in, they're like, that dude just helped me save $40,000. I think about Kim and Ken Evans. Those guys are saving $3,000 to $4,000 every single month in taxes because they were introduced to Renatus and what they've been able to do.
Right.
It doesn't have to be how many transactions. If we can help someone to save $30,000 to $40,000 in taxes the rest of their life, guys, they love us.
Yeah.
That's huge.
And how big? So that's one of my big goals. But it also goes back to this. When I walked in the door, I was probably one of the least likely in people's minds to succeed. Michael Huggins was too.
Yeah.
But it comes down to the desire, and we love the people and use the money, not love the money and use the people. So let's go out and help as many people as we can, because there's a lot of people out there who are just like me when I got started, just like you guys when you got started, just like so many ICMs, that they need one person to believe in them and encourage them every day to say, you know what, let's go out and talk to these people.
Yeah.
So that's my goal, is by December next year, 2022.
Yeah.
I want to have 10 more people like me under me and literally create more millionaires in this company and under me and those on, my downline kind of
right.
what, than anybody else. Because if I do that, Zig Ziglar says what? You help enough people get what they want, and you will what?
You get what you want.
You will get what they want.
I think that's the coolest goal I've heard. Yeah.
In a long time.
Yeah. On this podcast, I like that goal a lot.
I do too.
And now it's out there. So now guess what? Has to happen.
You're accountable.
Yeah, it has to happen.
All of our millions of fans at home.
They'll remember this day.
That's right. This is the day.
They want to remember this
Somebody's out there right now. There's a lot of somebodies out there right now that haven't heard of Renatus, don't know what it is, want to get into real estate maybe, and they're gonna end up one of these people.
They're gonna be standing on stage at Nationals one day, just saying,
one day going,
I'm so grateful that I met Richard Stock.
So this is kind of what's fun, right? When you think about it, to get to people to that stage, they have to become very good at finding the money.
Yeah.
This is what's crazy. Michael Huggins was able to get his education when he learned about self-directing retirement accounts.
So he had a retirement account?
No.
I was gonna say I didn't think of Michael as having.
He learned.
I was like, wait, what?
Like, guys, this is the power of the education. We were able to show him, because he wasn't married to Vanessa at that time.
Right.
So it wasn't a prohibited transaction to borrow from somebody else's retirement account to get the money, to get the education, to get started.
So he drafted up an agreement. Did he have to draft up? Don't you have to draft up an agreement?
Yeah. So yeah. So
you
well,
got the
we
agreement.
aren't going to get into that.
Yeah, we don't need to get into
that. But
that.
you get the agreement. He borrowed the money, and he was able to buy his education.
So this is what I'll say. There's a great class out there. I don't know if you've watched it with Matt Sorensen.
It's been a while,
right?
But
Guys, here's the thing though. To be able to do that, as awesome as in-house billing is, it's going to take me a heck of a long time to get 10 people like me making $1 million with in-house billing.
Yeah.
We need to learn how to get cash orders in the system.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because, guys, that one thing, how many people would get started with this if they understood? I don't have to settle for the crap happening right now in the stock market with inflation and all that crap.
yeah.
I can go out and create my own rate of return that I want to get inside my retirement accounts.
Right.
How many people would get started in Renatus if they knew that one thing?
No
Right.
kidding.
So That's what it is. And then that's also this. It's hard for me to go out and try to do it onesies and twosies, right? So I go back to what Woody taught me years ago with the whole maps, the whole maps, what's that called? Maps thing, where you borrow other people's audiences. You have a message, you have the audience, you have the products, you have the services, right? So guys, here's what I realizing being able to do it is I don't want to spend tens of thousands of dollars or thousands of dollars a month to get people to my events. So why not be able to figure out platforms that allow people to come together, be able to plug into that platform. So they're building the audience
for you,
for me, and we show up, deliver a message. We're now borrowing their audience. We get people piqued and interested. Bingo. Now it's a lot easier when we can get 2, 3, 4, 5 people signing up at one time instead of onesies or twosies. And then, I mean, guys, what Bob announced on the Pack Call on Monday, what he's going to be doing, I don't know if he's announcing that leadership retreat or if it's going to be right after that, but that's when Bob announces it. Guys, when he comes out with what he's going to be sharing on some things he's going to be doing, guys, you got that burning desire. Those dreams have to be so strong to not wake up and say, hey, I need to call my contractors today. I need to call real estate agents today. Who can I help save money and taxes today? Who can I help do these other things today? And say, I want to get 5 people in Renatus this month. Now, not only do we get 5 people in Renatus this month, let's help them get 5-star qualified.
Yeah.
Let's help them go out and do it. Guys, to make $1 million, I don't have to go find 100 people. I got to go find like 20 and help 20 people get 5-star qualified. Now, I know someone's going to say that's not the right math, but like you guys understand what I'm saying is don't do the work yourself.
Right.
Find those people who are so hungry, guys, they want to eat soup with a fork. Because if you get those people, guys, you'll never go hungry again. And that's the thing your dad taught me when I got started was you find 5 of you, you'll never go hungry again.
Yeah.
Guys, I can tell you, I've never gone hungry in the last 10 years after we did that. But it's going out and saying, I want to wake up every day and I want to go find those people. Who can I serve today? How different would we show up every day if it's like, who needs Renatus today? I'm going to go find them today. Is this going to be off of meetups? Is this going to be off an ad I do? Is this going to be off of TikTok? Is this going to be off of Instagram? If this is going to be off of whatever it is, how am I going to find those people today and do it with urgency? Like, I'm so grateful for the leadership retreat, but I'm like, dang, it's coming at the wrong time. Like, because of everything I have rolling right now, like, because of awesome events we've had, it's like, I don't want to delay.
Right.
Because, guys, it's just not me. Like, in the office right now, I mean, I'm working with 6 or 7 people right now on funding. I'm like, I got to get these people in, like, before I leave, because if not, guys, a week's an eternity.
Right.
When you're out of the country.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I mean, granted, I'm grateful to be going to Cabo.
Oh, of course.
I mean, I'm glad you're going with me. You'll hang out with me.
Oh, yeah, I'll hang out with you. Yeah.
Jay.
Hey.
And you know what?
This is the last thing, though.
We're going to come back with stories.
We're going to come back with stories. But you don't have the story of eating
What am I, chopped liver?
Well, dude.
You're welcome to come.
This is what happened. Last leadership retreat, you had pineapple, cheese,
man.
ice cream.
Okay.
Oh, brother.
So we're sitting there. We decided we're going to go out for ice cream, right?
Yeah.
It's me, Whitney, Richard. Was Amy there?
Yeah, Amy was there.
Amy was there, and the pulleys, right?
Yeah.
And we go out for ice cream, and we're in Panama, and they've got like this. They carve out like half a pineapple. They've got this like ice cream that they're putting in it, but they take this white substance and they're like shredding it in there. And I'm like, oh, maybe that's white chocolate. That was kind of what we had all guessed. No, it was not white chocolate.
Sounds like coconut.
It was mozzarella.
Mozzarella cheese
in the ice cream.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm excited to experience stuff like that because, guys, here's the thing. I go for a week, and honestly, guys, here's the biggest thing because there's a new target market I want to reach right now, right?
Oh, gotcha.
So I'm going, and before I came down today, I was writing ads and different things to attract the people, and I'm like, beepity beep beep beep. My presentation's tomorrow, and I fly out on Wednesday, and so someone's covering the presentation for me on Wednesday. If I put that ad out there, it's going to be 2 weeks before I even have a live event to really bring those people down to. So I'm like, So there's some things like, so that's why I was like, I'm grateful for the leadership retreat. I can't wait to go down, play hard, enjoy it. But guys, when it comes back, it is pushing it. Like I have, like, and I'll be honest, I'm going to be pushing out harder the next 4 months.
Nice.
Than probably I have the last 18 months combined.
Oh, wow.
Because of certain things that have happened just in the last 30 days of my life, I'm like, there's so much more I got to do. Yeah. There's so many more people who need what we have. Like, it is time to just go out and say, guys, what else are we going to do? We got 24 hours in a day. Are we just going to sit there and say, yeah, I marketed for 2 hours today? Or are we going to go out and find someone every single day who wants what we have? And not just saying, yeah, I'm interested, but guys, they truly want it.
Yeah. How
are we going to go find those people? Let's go find them. Let's help them. And guys, we need to do a better job. And that's why I'm excited for the whole, make events great again, everything like that. I get the precursor this Saturday with Bob coming to the office here.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited for that. Because, guys, is being able to take that. And, guys, people, even at this last week, as I've talked to ICMs around the country who aren't under me, like, whatever, they're like, I'm mad because we can't do live events right now. Like, I want to do live events. And here's the biggest thing we got to realize. We don't know if that person was just told they had to get, the vaccine, or they're going to be fired from their job. We don't know if they were just written up. We don't know what their situation is when they come down, right? They could have just been gone through a divorce. Like, who knows what's happening?
Yeah.
Right.
And so, guys, when they come down, like, this is what our office is really going to focus on, because we've lost touch of this over the last 18 months, and I'm ashamed to admit it, but there's 4 parts of an event. What's the first impression they get when they walk through that door? Because people will make a buying decision within 20 to 30 seconds of walking through that door. What happens the rest of the night will confirm that decision or not. So we are going back to literally 5-star customer service when they walk through that door. I mean, we got the popcorn going, we got the mints, the waters, the chocolates, everything there. We got the water fountain going in there. Someone's greeting them. Welcome. Let's come over here, check it in. Muriel in our office, like, just phenomenal, going around, hey, welcome, giving everybody, not necessarily a hug, but at least got the fist bump, some hugs going on.
Right.
What can we get you? Guys, just making them, because people are craving this right now, guys. I promise you, they are craving filling those relationships and feeling love. Guys, people will come in and get started with Renatus right now if they just feel loved and accepted.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things, like, a couple weeks ago, we started switching it. And now I'm like, crap, we're leaving for a week, right? Mm-hmm. But guess what that's going to do? That means everyone's going to try so much harder in the next 6 and make it a genuine love, a genuine appreciation. Because then when we come back, guys, they're going to be so stinking excited.
Oh, yeah.
To do that again when they come down and they feel the love fest, and people are going to miss the stories. And like, you know what? I need to go find 5 Matt Snyders.
Yeah.
I need to go find, 5 Whitneys.
Yep.
Because when I get Whitney, I get Jay, and I get JC, and I get all of the stories, and I get the whole brothers coming in with this, right? Like, because guys, like, how fun? Like, I want you to honestly think about this.
Thank you for bringing all of that back together.
Hey, it's a family affair. We got the family reunion going on. But guys, like, I seriously, like, out there from a marketing perspective, I'll be selfish. I want both of you at my presentations every single week. Because I know people will get started because they see your smiling face every single week. Mm-hmm. They don't care what I say. They're just like, I like that dude. He made me feel good. So that's what, and same with Matt too, is, guys, that's what we're getting back to. That's the secret sauce that has been missing, in my opinion, for the last 18 months. People haven't felt that love. And when they come in, they see jacked up, excited, genuinely happy people.
Yep.
Baby, it's go time, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, there are so many nuggets of gold in what you just talked about. I mean, it'd be hard to even start to recap them, but I love how
So
it
we got
kind of.
replay.
That's right. That's why on the recording you guys can just stop, rewind, and watch it again. But
Yeah.
I do love
buddy.
how that emphasis of love the people, use the money is so evident in everything that you're doing. Now you did talk really quickly, but this Saturday you've got an opportunity where Bob Snyder is actually coming into the office for a live only, in person only event.
Yes. Guys, I'm so excited on this because schedules just weren't working for the whole mega tour Bob's doing, right? So I was talking to him. I'm like, hey, would love to have you come in. We're like, well, we're gone that week, and then after that, he's going out to the racetrack, right? To be able to do some things from the Nationals, to be able to experience all that. And as I was talking to him as just driving out to Sturgis, he's like, dude, that's the last day I'm home in like 10 weeks.
Right?
Yeah, it is.
And I'm like, well, Bob, it's me. And he's like, well, I know. He's like, let me talk with Holly. So he's able to talk to his wife. He's going to come down, guys. And I cannot wait because it's going to be like the days when I got started. We're having everybody show up early. And I don't know if Bob's watching this or not. So I'm going to ruin the surprise.
No, he's not.
But when he walks in, guys, 15 minutes early, 10 minutes early, whenever he shows up, as soon as he walks through that door, everyone's going to stand up and start clapping.
Nice.
We got a special gift we're giving him as he comes because of regionals and everything else, how they're being they're being done differently right now. We're giving them a special award. But guys, he's going to be bringing that love back.
Yeah.
He's bringing the family back together, the loving, the excitement, and saying, guys, you want to go out and build your business? Like, this is what's fun. I don't know how much more time we have, but as I've met with other leaders from so many different companies over the last year, everything has stayed the same. No matter what company they're in, find the people, tell the story, build for events, follow up, and duplicate yourself. That's the only difference. That is it doesn't matter if they're selling this or they're selling that or this widget, whatever they're selling. Guys, it goes back to the exact same thing. The process hasn't changed. Now, maybe a medium has changed.
Right.
Like some people are like, guys, there's people I know making millions of dollars a year on TikTok right now, which is insane, right?
Yeah.
But what are they doing? That's their lead generation source.
Right.
They're still finding the people. They're finding them a little differently. But guys, I'm so excited because you can only be a prophet in your own land for so long.
Right.
Bob's coming back, say, guys, here's the basics. Let's do this, puppy. And we're putting contests together in our office. We're doing a winter summit again. Like, we're looking at different countries to go to bring all that excitement back. And
That's
say,
awesome.
Let's do this thing.
I
So,
love that.
All right. So if you are in the northern Utah area this Saturday.
What?
Not not northern.
You
Utah.
just limited that?
Yeah, no.
I have somebody
And
driving from Wyoming
I was
there.
just gonna
brother.
say, people.
All right.
I used to
If
drive
you
to
are
Vegas every week.
I will tell you this: if you are within 450 miles of Salt Lake, you better be there this Saturday.
If
There
your
you go.
car can drive here, you should be here.
You should be here this Saturday morning. What time are you getting started?
Bob's going up at 9:00.
So you need to be in the room by 8:45, right? That's what you said?
I'm doing 8:45. We're going to make Bob feel like a king when he walks in that
Nice.
door. Give him the respect he deserves.
And you guys are going to get a phenomenal training from Richard Stock and Mr. Bob Snyder. So the way to get registered is?
Calendar.
Search Richard, Super Saturday, Money Sign, Bob Snyder, Money Sign, Super Saturday. Go get registered, guys. It's free. Get down. Get to the leadership retreat. If you aren't, guys, get there because that's where you never can miss an event. Guys, even with surgery, let's think about it. I've had 10 surgeries since I've been a part of Renatus.
Wow.
10 surgeries.
You can't even see the...
I got $1 million body, man. I got $1 million body. But I think I literally added it up between family reunions, family trips, all the surgeries. Guys, I've missed less than 5 Super Saturdays in 10 and a half years.
Wow.
the event you don't attend can't help you.
Oh, and this one's going to be a doozy.
And it's going to be awesome.
This one is going to be phenomenal. So make sure if you are anywhere near or able to get to Salt Lake this Saturday morning, come be a part of this live event. It's going to be spectacular.
Absolutely.
Richard, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing so openly and being such an example for so many around the nation. You're a rock star, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right.
What is the thing at the end?
Hey,
On the count of 3.
Renatus.
1, 2, 3. Renatus rocks!